The end is in sight.
Joe Biden is inching closer and closer to locking up a victory over.
Overnight, the tide turned against the president, first in Georgia, then the big one, Pennsylvania.
In the last couple of minutes, while he had been way ahead for a long time, Donald Trump is now trailing Joe Biden in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania.
When the news came down, there was dancing in the streets. And these people broke out in song, mocking President Trump's campaign rally favorite. But the president is not going down without a fight. It was 6:46 p.m. Thursday when the president spoke to reporters, sounding dejected. He spoke for 17 minutes, repeating unverified claims of voter fraud. The networks revolted, cutting away before he was finished.
We have to interrupt here because the president has made a number of false statements.
The president took no questions, but as he walked away, CNN's Jim Acosta fired off this zinger.
Are you being a sore loser?
Lie after lie after lie.
The reaction to Trump's address was swift and brutal.
It's not true. It's ugly. It's frankly pathetic.
We see him like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun, realizing his time is over.
We all knew he would do this.
Stephen Colbert got emotional.
What I didn't know is that it would hurt so much. I didn't expect this to break my heart.
But Trump loyalists are all in.
I'm going to donate $500,000 tonight to President Trump's defense legal fund.
The word from the White House is he will not concede.
I'm told by sources here at the White House that President Trump has no plans to concede, even if Joe Biden claims victory after being declared the projected winner.
I think his presidency is ending in the same way that it began and was conducted, which is chaotically.
Megyn Kelly, host of the Megyn Kelly podcast, says she believes Trump will concede at some point, but it may take a while.
He'll go. But I don't think we're ever going to see President Trump come out and say, I lost fair and square. It doesn't sound like him.
Do you think this strategy will work for him, calling the election a fraud? Or in the end, do you think this will make him look weak?
He's worried about looking weak by not fighting. I mean, I think his supporters want to see him call it a fraud. And I think, look, it's tight enough in enough of these critical swing states that he's right to fight for every vote. But then there also comes the point where you then have to accept the judgment, the verdict. You fight hard and then you accept. And I just don't know that he's going to get to that point.
Is there anyone inside the president's circle who can go and tell him it's time to accept this with grace?
The question is going to be, what does he feel after all the votes are counted, and what are his lawyers going to tell him? That's the way it'll probably go, rather than a political solution where someone from the political world comes to him and tells him not to fight. That's against who Donald Trump has been his whole life.
That's a conversation that I'm told the president's allies are still having. They're not sure who that person is going to be. They've talked about Jared Kushner. They've talked about someone like an Ivanka Trump. But so far, they haven't figured out who it is that's going to bring the president to terms with reality.
As the nation braces for a long legal battle, the Biden camp is forging ahead with transition plans. And there's this nightmare scenario. What happens if the president refuses to leave the White House, even after all the official returns are in, and he's the clear loser?
If you are not the electoral vote winner on January 20th of the following year, you're no longer the president. You're a trespasser.